Senator Mike Lee.
Failed us to the point that red states are having none of it. And tonight, blue states don't want much of it either. Purple states are saying no to it, and I look forward to 2024 when even the blue states are going to be saying heck no. And that's strong language in Utah. Look, I kind of like her, and she's been very helpful to me in this. Look, Utah is quintessentially Western, and it's quintessentially a state that's about freedom. We know what that means, we love it, and we're willing to fight for it and sacrifice it, and we've chosen it again tonight. Thank you. We have the ability tonight, that we're still awaiting the results in a number of states, but I think we're going to have some opportunities to go on the offensive. We understand some things in Utah, things about how we can go on the offensive and make a difference in the lives of individual Americans. We understand here in Utah that a smaller government means a stronger America. That's why we focus on that. What that means? That means, yes, the government does suck, thank you. We were right all along, weren't we? Not a problem. I want you to know how deeply I appreciate you and your support. And we still have so much left to do. Look, it appears at least possible at this point that Republicans could regain the majority. Not just in the House, because we've got that pretty well taken care of, but also in the United States Senate. What that means? That means we've got a job to do. We've got a lot to do, and it's going to start by reining in out-of-control federal spending that is taking away the purchasing power of your dollar. That means we're going to start having effective, aggressive oversight hearings. That means it's time to reform the spending process in Washington. It's a spending process that for too long has locked out the American people from knowing what Congress is spending and where they're spending it. Most of the time they bring out these spending bills at the last minute, some of them 2,232 pages long, and they say, Merry Christmas, here you have to vote on it, do it now. We don't get a chance to even get feedback from our constituents, much less amend them to make them better. That ends now. A lot of these are reforms that Americans have long needed and Utahns have long demanded. We need to enact reforms like the REINS Act. That's the one that says we're going to have laws not made by unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats, but by elected lawmakers who you can fire every few years. And I'm so grateful to you, to the people of Utah, for the trust that you've placed in me. The fact that you've given me the opportunity to represent you in the United States Senate. This is a charge that is both, thank you, this is both daunting and humbling. And it becomes even more so as the threats to life, liberty, property, prosperity, the American dream, the pursuit of happiness, appear to be mounting every single day. But you know what I think? I think we're up to the challenge. And I think we're going to take care of this. We're going to make tomorrow a better place. I love Utah. It's home to me, but it's much more than that. It's a place of refuge. It's a place of sanity in an increasingly insane world. It's a place where people understand where they fit in the universe, where we expect more of each other, in part because we understand the inherent dignity and eternal value of the individual human soul. That's what makes us liberty champions right here in Utah. And I'm so grateful to each and every person who's played a role in making this happen. To the countless people, many of whom I know well, others of whom I've never met, who have worked tirelessly to make this happen. From the bottom, even you, sir, from the bottom of my heart, I express the most deep and humble gratitude I possibly can. Thank you. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. In the next few days, I look forward to getting back to work. I look forward to getting back to work and meeting up with my Republican colleagues back in Washington in the next few days. Now, I still think we can, I still think we will have the majority. And when we get the majority, the first thing that we need to do, before we do anything else, before we even hold leadership elections, we need to sit down and come up with a 2-year legislative plan. A plan that includes overhauling the spending process, bringing about regulatory reform, and a plan to bring about aggressive oversight and accountability to this out-of-control administration. Look, things are going to be different this time. They're going to be different because they must be different. Because the stakes have never been higher. Because they've never pushed the envelope this far to where people are hurting the way they are today. Instead of multi-trillion-dollar inflation-causing deficits, expect balanced budgets. Instead of a rubber stamp for Joe Biden, pushback and oversight. Instead of dictates, liberty. Instead of exploding debt, fiscal sanity. Instead of bureaucratic regulations, laws. Instead of excess from Washington, prudence. In place of chaos, order. Utah stands today as an example to America, just as America has long stood as an example to the rest of the world. You see, the American dream, it works here. It works here perhaps better than in any other part of this great land of ours. And that's for one simple reason. Here in Utah, we know that our rights, like our blessings, come from God and not from government. And we know the difference between those two things. Here in Utah, we know and we understand that the Constitution is there to keep government in its place. And we understand that it's not just there for the nice days, for the sunny days, for the easy days. It's there especially for the hard days. The days when progressives in Washington would otherwise tell us, you need to allow government to expand in ways that the Constitution could never authorize. We like our independence here. It's been earned through hard work and preserved tirelessly. We understand that strong communities and families are essential not only to our survival, but to our freedom itself. The best is yet to come for Utah and for America. We have promises to keep and miles to go
before we sleep. This is where the real hard work starts. In fact, the end of an election cycle isn't the end of the process. It's the beginning of the hard work, the beginning of the debate that can happen only because of a victorious election. Tonight, you brought me that, and I thank you. Thank you. I take seriously my oath to protect the Constitution. The people of this state and of our great country deserve nothing less, and that is precisely what they will get from me for the next 6 years. The best is yet to come. I can't wait. Thank you very much.